wanted to share with you brief instructions on how to use the BI Flash, which is a client application for the BlackBerry, allowing you to access SAS on the server. So you can go ahead and start it. I put it here on my desktop on my front screen. So when you click on it, it's going to connect to the server, and it's going to show you this top menu here, which allows you to navigate through your home page, which basically lists previous data sets and programs and output that you've recently viewed. Or you can go to the data set selection, or this one is a program, macro, or stored process, and this one is for reports that you've ran in the past, and this is a search feature that you can search for any object that you have access to. So for example, let's go to the data sets, which means that it's going to access the server and lists all the data sets organized by folders or libraries is how SAS refers to them. If I click on this, it shows me all the lib names or libraries I have access to, and I can go to another library like the genomics data sets that I have here, or I can switch back to the example data sets from the data example library. So from this I can click on, for example, the adverse events data set here. It performs a proc print, and more of a proc report with ODS on the server, and generates an HTML output and delivers it back to the browser within the BlackBerry. So by default it's rather small, and you can zoom in by clicking on it here. If this is still too small, you can use the menu to zoom in and get really large to view that SAS data set. So once you are able to view it, you can click back to get back to the screen and choose a different library and continue browsing that way. You can also go to the macros or the stored process, which is this navigational icon here. It's organized in a similar way in that the libraries, in this case it will be libraries relating to programs and stored processes and not really dataset libraries. So for example, let's say I wanted to go to just the sample library is fine, and I'm going to go down to a genomics SAS program example. If I click on this, it's going to load that program, could be a stored process or macro, into in its parameter mode. If I wanted to edit the program, I can go here and click on edit. It actually takes the SAS macro in this case and shows it to me, and I can go ahead and edit that. Let me zoom in a little bit for you to see. Previously I edited this, but I can go ahead and delete the item here for the code and then click on OK. In this case, it actually will update that SAS program, and now I can do my selections for my parameters. So let's say I wanted to change the parameters selecting a data set here. I want to change the library for that data set. I can do that, and it loads the library with all of its data sets here that I can choose from. In a similar way, the second parameter allows me to also select a library. I'm going to select the genomics library, and then besides the data set that I can select from, I can also select the variables in that data set. So I'm going to choose another. These are assays, collection of data points for the genomics data. So once I had made my selection, I can run the program when I tap on run here. So what that does is it runs the program, which reads the data sets and variables I selected, and then it generates a report. This is a very old ODS style report, but it shows you how it does like a proc univariate, that you can see outliers within your genomics data. So that could be very useful. And then I can go ahead and cancel and get out of this. So those, you can have any macro or stored process to access that way. Now in addition to that, let's say you want to search for a particular program or data anywhere, you can go ahead and these are the previous search criteria I've typed here. Let me just type in, let's say the word AE, which stands for like adverse events. If I were to type search, it will search through all my programs, data sets, and then it presents me a list here, which when I select on it, it will display the data set or the macro in a similar way that in the previous example. So these are useful tools that you can access your SAS programs, stored process macros, and SAS datasets directly from your BlackBerry.